Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today guys, here we are for Talking Trades episode 3, the finale of Talking Trades. Now of course this is going to be a 3-episode part series. Part 1, part 2 have already been out, and we finished off part 2 on the mega trade. So of course going to be going over all the trades or deadline day that happened after that mega trade. Now, the channel is really close to hitting 500 subscribers. We are just 10 away at the time I'm recording this. 490 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. That would mean a lot. But let's get on with the video. So, of course, finished off last episode on the mega trade, which I'm just going to fill you in on the details of that again. Jason Horne-Francis and pick 1. So, Jason Horne-Francis goes to Port Adelaide. Junior Rioli goes to Port Adelaide as well. Pick number 1 goes from North to GWS, while North Melbourne hold 2 and 3. And the Eagles split their pick 2 to get 8 and 12. Lots of later picks as well and future picks involved in this deal as well. But that is the main stuff that went down in the trade, in that mega trade right there. So the first deal to be completed after that mega trade was Jack Gunston to Brisbane. Now, of course, he's not the only player to make the move from Hawthorn to Brisbane. A lot of players have done it in the past, and this was a trade. Could have been a free agency move, but the Lions did not want to give up their pick 35 compensation they got from McStay, and as a result, they land in Gunston, which will fill up that gap left by McStay, and he should slot right into their starting 22. Really nice pick up there by the Lions. Brodie Grundy makes his way from Collingwood to Melbourne. Pick 27 is the deal. Brodie Grundy should now form a brilliant ruck duo with Max Gawn. Now watch out, that's going to be a very scary ruck duo going up against them too, because Luke Jackson, of course, moved to the West to go and partner Sean Darcy in the ruck. So that's going to be another pretty decent ruck duo as well. But yeah, this one could be one of the scariest in the league ever. Brodie Grundy and Max Gawn, those two are going to be a force. So Jack Bowes also gets his trade with a former former first round pick. He moves to Geelong as a salary dump. Now, if you don't know what the term salary dump means, a salary dump is when a club wants to get rid of a player because they're on too much money, and Jack Bowes is exactly that. His contract, last couple of years of his contract, is worth to be close to around about $1 million. So they want to get that off their books. And the salary dump happens now. Of course, with the salary dump, though, you can't just go take the player, we're going to make it a fair trade, because then it's unfair. You have to dangle some sort of sweetener, which is going to entice clubs. A lot of clubs did get enticed, mainly by pick 7. And in the end, the Cats win the trade. They can use that pick 7 to go ahead and draft Geelong Falcons product, Jai Clark. And then they also lured home another Geelong Falcons product, as in Tanner Bruin, another former first-round pick right there. Billy Frampton heads from the Crows to the Pies. Future third-round pick. He's going to help shore up the Pies' tall stocks. He's a versatile player. Could be playing the forward line or the back half, or even perhaps as a ruck, even though the Pies already have plenty of players that can be used as a make-do ruckman. But again, though, pretty good pick-up here by the Pies for Billy Frampton. Now, another massive deal. Jacob Hopper is on his way to Richmond. Yes, he makes his way to Richmond. A pretty cheap pickup as well. All that had to be given up was 31 in the future first. And they actually got picks 53 and 63 sent back their way, as well as Jacob Hopper. They secure part 2 of their 2-plan trade period. They lured Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto on lucrative 7-year deals to their club. Their midfield is going to be a force next year. Watch out. Their premiership window stays open. And yeah, these two players are about to hit their primes. This is a really good pickup here by Richmond. They've had a really good trade period and are one of the big winners. First deal on deadline day sees Aaron Francis make his way to the Sydney Swans. Now, this is part of a 3-part sort of trade that happened within about 10 minutes. All 3 of the trades as a bit of a tools sort of trade. You normally refer to it as a ruck merry-go-round. That didn't happen this year. Instead, this year was sort of more tools on the move, versatile tools. Aaron Francis finds his way to the Swans. And then just moments later, Sam Wiedemann finds his way from the Demons to the Bombers. He slips into the void left by Aaron Francis. He'll probably end up playing as a key forward alongside Peter Wright. Next year will Sam Wiedemann. Again, very cheap, very nice pickup there for the Bombers. And then just a few more moments later, Josh Shackey makes his way from the Bulldogs to the Demons to again take the spot that Sam Wiedemann left. So, of course, that's like not a three-way trade, but a three-part trade. One part, minutes later, two-part, and then minutes later again, the third part happened. So that's how it went. All done with about 10 minutes or so within each other. All deals done in 10 minutes, and that was the three-part tools trade. Lockie Hunter then makes his way to the Demons from the Western Bulldogs. Again, this was another last-moment sort of thing that had just been rumoured out for not too long. Another really cheap pickup, however, for the Demons. Could slot onto the wing, half back, half forward. So another really nice pickup there for the Demons, Lockie Hunter. Just about an hour and a half before the deadline, he makes his way to the Ds. So we all would have heard that Josh Dunkley was threatened to go through to the pre-season draft, for the Lions in the end did end up doing enough to secure his services and make sure that he did not go through to the pre-season draft. They secure him in a bit of a later pick swap as well. So they get him, and then the clubs trade later pick swaps. But again, those centered around that pick 21 and that future first round pick that the Lions hold, or that the Lions held. Massive pickup though, Josh Dunkley. And again though, the Lions, I think they're still doing pretty well with their points for Jasper Fletcher and Will Ashcroft as well. So they're one of the big winners out of this trade period as well. And this deal was massive. With about 7 minutes to go, this deal gets done. And this opens up a lot of other deals to be done as well. A lot of other deals follow this. So let's go ahead and see what other deals follow this deal. So moments later, Rory Lobb goes to the Fremantle Dockers, goes to the Western Bulldogs from the Fremantle Dockers, should I say. Just after that Josh Dunkley deal goes done, as the Dogs have something appetising enough to offer Fremantle. And then he makes his way to the Western Bulldogs. And, a good pickup here for the Western Bulldogs. Another great key forward that they're going to be able to have. And another tool for their team. Jaeger O'Meara, luckily enough, gets his trade wish to go to Fremantle. He had a choice to make on deadline day. He made it about midday towards like late afternoon, early afternoon kind of thing. He made his choice of Fremantle. GWS are also in the race. And then to make that deal happen on deadline day with a few minutes to go was unbelievable. It was crazy. He still had the club of choice that he had to pick on deadline day, and he still did end up getting there in the end, Jaeger O'Meara. That is one of the quickest trades we've seen in a long time. And I also reckon Lockie Hunter can go down as one of them as well. One of those really just bob up in the day kind of rumour thing. And it did get done in a bit of a trade for Lloyd Meek. Lloyd Meek goes to Hawthorn with a few picks swapped in there as well. But he gets his way from the Dockers to the Hawks to help out their ruck stocks down there at Hawthorn. So a three-way trade involving the Cats, the Pies and the Hawks finishes off the trade period, with Cooper Stevens making his way from the Cats to the Hawks. Tom Mitchell making his way from the Hawks to the Pies. And drumroll, the deal that everyone was waiting to be done. Oliver Henry gets his trade from Collingwood to Geelong to go and play with his brother Jack Henry, another Geelong Falcons product, another past first round pick. And can you believe that? The Cats get Bose, they get Tanner Bruin, they get Oliver Henry, all former first round picks, and then they get pick 7 to go ahead and draft local Geelong Falcons product Jai Clark. The Cats won the trade period for sure. They were by far the winners of this trade period, I reckon, with the Lions and the Tigers being very closely behind them, because the Cats, they were premiers. This was not allowed to happen, and this was insane. And they get Oliver Henry over the line in the last couple of minutes in a trade with Hawthorn and Collingwood, because Collingwood, they made Tom Mitchell out of the trade and picked 25 in the end. So there we have it. That is the trade period for 2022 wrapped up. The list of free agency and draft will still be happening. But that was insane, and some of the clubs that really got their things they wanted to get done were definitely Geelong, Brisbane, Richmond, Adelaide were most of the clubs that really wanted to. A couple of deals that weren't done, however. Now, we are just going to go over to that really quickly. A couple of deals that weren't done. Now, these were the three that I managed to get. Jeremy Sharp to Fremantle was not done. That was just left too late. If that Josh Dunkley deal had gotten rolling 30 minutes before the deadline, that would have opened up more possibilities for that to have happened. Another deal that wasn't going to get done, which was pretty easy due to Port Adelaide's offer, was Azava Radigalia to move from Geelong to Port Adelaide. That deal was knocked back 33 in the end, not enough to get that deal done. And Port Adelaide do not get in. But Port Adelaide should be pretty happy with the target they got. Junior Rioli and Jason Orr-Francis are some brilliant players that they got in that mega trade involving Port Adelaide, North Melbourne, GWS and West Coast. And then the other player that did not move as well was, let me think. So the other deal that couldn't get was Hunter Clark. Now, he was rumoured to go to North Melbourne on the final day, in the final couple of hours of the trade period, in a Saints bid to move up to number 3 from number 9, involving Hunter Clark in the deal, and that deal was rejected by North Melbourne. So that is how the trade period went. Feel free to let me know how you think your club went in the trade period. But yeah, that Josh Dunkley deal was really critical. Got the ball moving and allowed other trades to flow through with just minutes left on the clock. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as the channel is getting so close to 500 subscribers. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.